How to feel confident when you lack confidence in your capability. That's what we're talking about in this video. And the first question you really need to ask yourself is, do you have the right training or qualifications in order to feel confident about your capability? And some of you might answer no to that. If that's the case, then the reason you don't feel confident is because you don't have the right training or the right qualifications. Therefore, you can't feel confident. So in that case, you need to look at getting the right training, getting the right qualifications to help you feel more confident in that capability, because you know you will have it. But some of you might answer yes to that question. You might have the right qualifications, the exact qualifications you need for your job, yet you still don't feel confident in your capability. If that's the case, then what we're really talking about here is imposter syndrome, and that's exactly what we are going to cover in this video. We need to start with the issue of imposter syndrome in order to help you feel more confident. You need to overcome the imposter syndrome in order to feel more confident. So imposter syndrome is something that holds many high achieving, very intelligent professionals back in work, in their professional lives. So it's something that we definitely need to tackle first. Once we've talked about that, imposter syndrome, then I'll delve into ideas on how you can overcome it so you can feel more confident in your capability. Now, if you like the sound of what you're going to learn in this video and you want to support my channel and help it grow, then subscribe by hitting the button below this video and also the notification bell too, so you can be notified every time I release a new video. Every week I release videos on leadership to help you as an emerging leader, and I would be honored to have you a part of this community. Let's first talk about what is imposter syndrome. So Wikipedia defines imposter syndrome as this: a psychological pattern where an individual doubts their skills, their talents, or their accomplishments and has a persistent internalized fear of being exposed as a fraud. It's very common in high-achieving professionals and perfectionists because you are always looking for the next thing that you need to learn. You're always looking to improve. You're always looking to better yourself. You're always looking for the next thing to learn because you're never satisfied with where you currently are. You're always aspiring to bigger and better and greater things. Maybe this is something that you can relate to. I know myself personally, I can relate to this. But imposter syndrome doesn't discriminate. People from any gender, any background, and any culture can experience it. When you have imposter syndrome, it can stop you from feeling confident in your capability at work or your capability in anything really. Even if you're 100% capable of doing a task and you are 100% qualified to do a task, your self-doubt kicks in and you tell yourself you're not intelligent enough, you're not accomplished enough, you're not old enough, or you're not experienced enough. This negative self-talk is a big part of imposter syndrome, and it prevents you from feeling confident about your capabilities to the extent that you might not even try to attempt something. Basically, you convince yourself that you're not capable, that you can't do it, so you don't even try. And if you don't try, there's no way you can feel confident in your capability. So how do you overcome this? How do you overcome imposter syndrome? Get over it so you can actually feel confident in your capability. There are 3 things I'm going to share with you. The first thing that you need to do is to stop comparing yourself to others, especially people who are more experienced and more senior than you. This comparing yourself to others is a really common thing that emerging leaders do, and it's one of the biggest reasons that people have imposter syndrome. And it's really not logical to compare yourself to others, especially if they are more senior or more experienced or more qualified than you. I mean, how can you expect to be as good or as qualified or competent as somebody who has number of years more experience or more qualifications than you do? It doesn't make sense. How can emerging leaders, especially intelligent, smart, emerging leaders, compare themselves to other people in an illogical way like this? So we all need to stop comparing ourselves to other people. And I know this is easier said than done, but the best thing that's really helped stop me from doing this is to compare myself to my previous self, compare myself to my younger self. So who I was 1 year ago, who I was 5 years ago, or even 10 years ago. Compare yourself to your past self. What have you learned since that time? What skills have you acquired? How much more intelligent have you become? What successes have you achieved in your life? And every time you catch yourself comparing yourself to somebody else, especially someone who's more qualified or more experienced than you, stop it and instead compare yourself to your past self. Now, at first, this might be a bit difficult, but over time, it will start to become second nature to you. And it will help you stop this negative thought process of imposter syndrome that prevents you from feeling confident about your own capabilities and achievements. The second thing you need to do is to rewrite your internal narrative. So this is your inner self-talk that you go through in your mind that tells you you are not good enough, you are not intelligent enough, you are not competent enough. This self-talk is almost always negative. I mean, how many times do you have self-talk going through your mind and it's a positive self-talk? For me, most of the time, it's negative self-talk in some way. We need to stop this. We need to stop this negative self-talk, this internal narrative, and we need to rewrite it. We need to rewrite it into something that's a lot more positive and a lot more empowering for us. When I help my clients through this process of rewriting their internal dialogue or narrative, I often tell them that this inner self-talk, it's not real. It's based on illusions. It's not based on fact or reality. It's based on illusions in your mind. Illusions that you are convincing yourself with. And because they are illusions, you can replace them. They're not real. You can replace them with things that are more helpful for you. Replace it with positive self-talk, and that's exactly what I want you to start doing. So every time you have a negative thought that comes into your mind, something negative you're telling yourself, you're not good enough, not intelligent enough, whatever it is, write it down. Write it down on a piece of paper, whatever that thought is. Then I want you to cross it out with a big marker, preferably a big red marker. Cross it out. Then I want you to rewrite underneath that something positive, something that is more positive about you, that is more fact-based, and that is more true about you. Over time, this will retrain your brain to use positive self-talk instead of negative self-talk. One of the most positive things I've done for myself to help me overcome imposter syndrome is to keep a list of my achievements. This could be my life achievements or my career achievements, but the purpose behind this is to remind myself of how accomplished, how intelligent, and how capable I am. And this is something that you can absolutely do as well. Keep a list of your achievements, things that you've accomplished in your life, things that you are proud of in your life. Because quite often when we lack confidence in our capability, it's usually because we've forgotten our achievements. We've forgotten why we are so capable. We've forgotten how intelligent and qualified we actually are. I don't know why, but for some reason we do forget about these things. So keeping a list of your achievements is a great way to remind yourself about those things. And whenever you are in a state of self-doubt, whenever you're feeling imposter syndrome, like you're not good enough, not intelligent enough, get out this list and read it and remind yourself of all the great things that you have accomplished and the reasons why you are capable and why you should feel confident about your capability. So right now, make a list of 5 things that you are proud of in your life, 5 accomplishments that you have done in your life. Keep this with you and look at it when you need that confidence boost. If you liked what you learned in this video, then please subscribe by hitting the button below this video, and don't forget the notification bell as well, because that will tell you when I release a new video and you will be the first to watch it. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you got a lot from it, and I will see you again next time.